Okay, so we've got 2 more people get their accreditation for the React training today, so very well done to them. And we're just going to go through beginner, at least 1 question first, and then we'll look at intermediate React challenges. So question 3 I think was the trickiest one for people, which was welcome, buy a ticket. Is it the buy tickets one? Is that the 3rd one? Or is it this one? Can't even tell now. That's question 1. The welcome. Buy tickets is 2. So text area is 3, right? So what was the problem with that one, guys? In fact, you all got that one right. It just took you longer, I guess. I'll skip the first one and we will have a look at this one. So that was Ewan's code down there. What went wrong? What message were you getting, Ewan? Oh yeah. So you've just got an extra curly bracket there. Well, not an extra one, but you've closed it in the wrong place, right? Or is that going to be an issue? Sorry, try again once you turn 18. So if you just did that instead without the semicolon, would that work? Yeah. So again, it's these little things, right? You can do the hard part, it's just getting that syntax and missing those little finer details. Good spot on S. Yeah, so when we're using JavaScript in JSX, we don't really need those semicolons because the curly braces are ending the JavaScript for us anyway. Yeah. Yeah, that ends it instead of having the semicolon there. If you put it there, could you get away with it? What do you think, guys? If he put it inside, would he still get away with it, or would that cause an error?
I think it came up with no syntax.
Yeah, see? So it does not like you putting those semicolons at the end. Sorry? Well, it's a ternary, so usually we put a semicolon at the end of a ternary, right? Yeah, we do. Are you saying if it's a return statement? Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, if we return a ternary, then, yeah, we put a semicolon at the end. Book details, did you get one, Ewan?
No.
Nope. So what do we have to do here, guys?
Put the first div and give it an ID.
Yeah, so we're going to make 3 separate divs, are we?
2.
Just 2.
Tag
Yep. So in other words, let's turn these all into separate tags to begin with. Author. The first one needs this bit, yeah? This identifier. So it needs an ID equal to book ID. Then the next one needs your title. So it's a dot title. What's that? Class name, yeah. Or a class. Ah, yeah. And the last one is just author. Does it need some text inside any of these things? We've got 32156, looks good. Next one, JavaScript, the good parts. Is that syntax okay? Yeah. How about the last one? We need to populate it with Douglas Crockford. And then let's see that. Yep. So that was just about using different selectors really, Ewan, yeah? Making sure that it's all populated and close your tags. So I'm sure you could get that one next time as well.
Yeah, it's a lot deeper there, probably stuff.
Last one, scores. How do people do that one? A few different ways we could do it.
Reduce is how I did it.
Reduce. Did everyone else use reduce? Or use a loop? Okay. Can you tell me the loop first? Because that's the one I wouldn't do. So how did you do it with a loop?
So I created a new variable. So
Up the top?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let accumulated scores or ACC scores.
Yep.
Equal 0.
Okay, so you initialize the variable to 0, yeah? Then?
And then I created a for loop, so for let e equal 0. Semicolon.
Yeah.
E lesser than
Scores dot length?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Semicolon E plus I plus R.
That's right, I knew you were, you meant I, didn't you?
And then so accumulated scores plus equals scores.
Plus equals scores.
Open square brackets.
Like that.
Add
Awesome. Okay. And then how did you use those accumulated scores?
So then in the div,
Yep.
and the message, so the total score is
So we're copying this message down here, yeah? And how did you insert your score into there? Curly braces, yeah. Then what?
accumulated scores.
ACC scores, yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Agree, guys? Yeah? Nice. And the reduce method, Pork?
I really wish I could see my code now. I think what I did was created a second variable called total score but all lowercase,
Total score, but all lowercase, right?
which then would have equal to score, and then open up I think it would have been an arrow function with num1 and num2.
Hold on, it's equal to scores or score? Yeah.
It's equal to scores, and then open up a arrow function, so open one parentheses.
What, just after scores?
Yep, and then open another one inside.
Oh, I see, yeah.
With I believe the argument being num1 and num2.
Argument, sorry, yeah. Argument is num1 and num2, alright.
And then I think after the arrow statement I did num1 plus num2, and then I think it would have been comma and 0 as the initiator.
And then you did a comma 0. So I take it you did scores dot reduce, yeah?
Sorry.
That's alright, yeah.
I'm trying to remember it all from my head. I think that was how I did it.
Return num1 plus num2. And then you had second argument was your accumulator. A 0, yeah, and then you just again did the same thing that Aeneas did down there, yeah?
The total score is
Yep, apart from me missing the semicolon, then it's all good. So I guess whatever method you prefer out of those, if you're still not confident using for loops or reduce, I suppose you could cheat a little bit with this one, right? Because technically it's just an array of 3 elements, and you could just index each of those 3 and add them together. So you could have done let total score equal let scores equals prop dot scores, yeah, so we could have done score 0. This is what I was telling you, and yeah, if you weren't confident with the other methods, you could have just done that as well, right? Any problem doing that in this case? Yeah, so that also works in this case as well. So 3 different methods there, but of course the reduce method or the for loop are the best because they take into account any number of values in this array. Yeah, we could have 4 scores, 5 scores, 1,000,000 scores, it doesn't matter. They would have all worked, but doing it this way obviously won't. Yeah, but just nice and easy to understand what's going on there if you're unsure of the other methods. Cool. So that was beginner. Does anyone want to do some intermediate questions themselves? So, no, you want to at least talk me through the first one with the state again, or?
actually no, I wanted to go around the total one and see how far I was from getting it.
So you want to look at your code for the toggle one?
Yeah, I know it's bad, but I want to know how far I was.
No, that's fine. I'll leave that one. Okay. So question 2 was the toggle one, as Boric called it. And that was his code. So I'm just going to indent this a little bit. Oops. So he correctly created his constructor called super. Then he's initialized his state. He's got a value in his state of side set to true. That looks okay. These are inside his render shouldn't be inside the function. Is that what you said?
The
No,
render isn't in the class definition.
Yeah, in the class. He's closed.
Oh, you closed the class completely. Yeah. So you.
That explains a lot.
How about these in here? Are they going to be okay in there? No? Yeah. Yeah, the way he's referenced it. I'm curious whether we can make it work with that inside. What else do we need to do as well? Event handler. Yeah, because at the moment nothing's going to toggle, right? So where would you put the event handler? Yeah, it says get toggle side button here, wrapper.find button. So I can't find any button in his code at the moment. So should we put it just as the first element here? Is that okay? goes inside my button? On click event, yeah. We know that because of this line. Simulate click. How do I write on click? Camel case, yeah? What goes inside my on click event then?
Handle click and then we'll define handle click.
So you just want me to write handle click like that?
No,
Yeah.
we need
This
full
time.
handle click.
This dot handle click?
Yeah. And we're going to define handle clicks last.
So you're going to bind it then, Richard, doing that method?
Find it and construct it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like binding either, really. So
I would write it as a full function.
yeah, let's do it that way for now. I think it's easier for most people to understand. So like that.
2 parentheses.
Here.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything else?
The root tag is missing.
The root tag is missing. What do you mean by the root tag?
After return, shouldn't there be just the containing tag, the div?
What's that?
That is.
What's that?
That's a fragment.
What's that?
That's a React fragment. Shorthand for a React fragment.
Okay.
So that is your containing element in this case. Yeah? So that's the root div, if you like, but it's not a div. So we've got on click event, this dot handle click. I think I've got a weird extra.
Quick question
In there.
with regards to handle click. Is that a pre-specified name that we have to use, or can it be anything?
Nope. You like toggle, yeah? Toggle side?
That's probably what I would have done if I could do anything.
Yep. We'll call it that then. So then we write our toggle side method, toggle side. What's my syntax for this, guys? For my method? Do I just write toggle side equals? What do I do? No. Yeah. Then this dot set state. So you created a state up here, Porrick, yeah? You created state with a side, so you want to change that side at some point, yeah? So that's all we're doing now. So set state as well takes an object. The first part of that is going to be called side, yeah? Not what? Not side? Does that work? No, exactly, Nalofa. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, so we had this discussion during the challenge. So we can't just reference it like that. It has to be this dot state dot side. Yeah, that we want to toggle. So that will set the value of side in the state to the opposite of what it is currently. So if it was true, it will toggle it to false, and if it was false, it will toggle it to true. Okay. So then, is that bit finished? No. Ah, but the method's finished, yeah?
Oh,
But now we need to fix down here.
we don't need the return if we're using the tagger operator.
Okay, so we don't need some returns.
And
This dot side A and this dot side B.
Well, because we've defined it like that.
Yeah, and we can remove the const parts.
Aren't they components though?
They are like methods.
Yeah. So if we had them outside, how would you reference them? Just like that?
The languages.
You do that, right? If they were outside. Well, with the self-closing tag. Do we need not equals to true? No. So that's either going to be true or false, right, Porrick? So we don't need that extra clarification. Is it equal to true or not? Alright, so if it's true, Therefore, we want to render what? Side A or side B? Which one? Side A? Yeah? If side A... Oh, it doesn't even say that, does it? Yeah, so when side A is true, then we expect it to say Spice Girls, right? So they're the other way around. But that is still not going to work, yeah? Because I think how we've defined those. See what error it gives us. Just didn't return anything, alright? Syntax error on 7.7, so it's not expecting a declaration inside. If we did that, and then Richard suggested that we could possibly do this dot side A and this dot side B, because they're just arrow functions that return some JSX. So let's give it a go. Nope, because of the property initializer syntax is not supported yet on our platform. But yeah, I'm just going to take it outside now. I'm not going to fiddle around with it anymore, right? But so I think how the question was originally written is you had these two defined outside, yeah? So you can have as many functions as you want in the so we had a const, right? Const. Have as many functions as you want in the single file, but obviously in React we try and keep fairly small components so that we can manage them, debug them easily, stuff like that. So what do I need now then? Instead of this dot side A and this dot side B, how shall I write it? In the tag sort of symbols, yeah? So the self-closing ones like that. Should it work now? Yeah? Okay, and no elegance as well. Nice. Yeah, so I think that's probably the easiest way to go, right? So you're not defining it all in one class, is just have them as separate functions outside, and that was how the question was set up for you. So I think you're just missing the toggle method, Porik.
So from what I understand, I had closed off the constructor without letting the render inside.
Yep, you put it up there. So you hadn't closed off the constructor, you closed off the whole class. Yeah, so the constructor is that bit there. So you correctly closed that, but you'd also closed off the whole class, and then you were trying to call the render method, which belongs inside the class, yeah?
I missed out on the button on click and the toggle function.
Yep, so you missed the whole toggle functionality.
Because I missed out on those, I was trying to figure out how to do the toggle within the ternary operator.
Yeah, ternary operator, yeah.
That's why I had the whole this dot state was equal to negate whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Who got any further than this? To get any further than this, Nolofa? No? Anash, you did this one, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have a go, Nolofa, on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, should we use your code as a base, or, yeah? Am I on the beginner again? I'm on the beginner again. So we've got Abdul's, or... Oh, no, Lofi, you did do this one, yeah? Oh, okay, fantastic. Can I take yours then, Abdul, is that alright?
I think mine's a bit more. Yeah.
That's alright, we'll fix it together, yeah?
Okay.
So all you were given is a class definition, so I'll get rid of that. so he's created a constructor again, passed in some props called super. This dot state equals an array of first score and second score. Is that gonna work? No. So you're trying to get that out of the props, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do it like that, what have we got in our props? Oh, we've only got new score in our props, yeah? So we actually have to set the first score and the second score explicitly, yeah?
So
So,
we have to set it.
yeah. They're not passed in anywhere, we only get passed in a new score.
Oh,
So we're gonna actually have to use these values.
but 78 plus 81
That is,
divided by 2.
you need to set new score as well.
Yeah, we've got a new score as well.
Alright, is that the average of the 3 numbers?
So there's actually 3 numbers that we need to set, yeah.
Okay. Alright, then it's going to be in, what do you call it, objects.
Objects instead, yeah?
Yeah.
So the first score, should we say 78?
Yeah.
Second score,
81.
81. Next one, I've got new score, right?
Yeah, but
How do we get the new score?
are we not providing that?
We're sort of providing it, but it's given to us via a prop.
Okay,
yeah?
It can be whatever they pass or 61. Would that work?
So you want to say either 61 or...
No, whatever is passed or 61. So 61 will be like a default, I think.
Can props the new score?
Yeah, so can we do props dot new score?
Okay.
Like that. Then it should get that value from the props. You happy with that, Abdul?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, be consistent, right? I either have no props or both props. Okay, so that constructor looks better. Did people calculate the average score outside, or did you even do the average score in the state? What did you do? Yeah, I think it's probably easier outside, right? So how did you do that?
That'll be a function, is it?
So you've started to create a new score function here. So can I call it average score instead now?
Yeah, average score. Yeah. So, remove the props
Mm-hmm.
and then, I suppose we can do it explicitly since.
So you don't want a function anymore? Or you do?
No, I want a function. I was just thinking, rather than have that arrow key that can be removed, all that. All the arrow function stuff can be removed. Can't we do it explicitly?
So-
First score plus second score plus prop dot new score divided by 3. That would be the result, isn't it? That's the result we're looking for.
Yep.
Yeah, so we can just define it there. So that would be first score.
So just type first score.
Yeah, first score plus second score plus props dot new score.
Props dot new score, but we've already
Oh, sorry,
declared a new score.
Sorry, yeah. All divided by 3.
All divided by 3.
Yeah.
Problems, guys, so far? Yeah, so first score won't be defined down here, Abdul, because it's this dot state dot first score.
Sorry, so would that be, yeah, this dot state dot first score? Yeah.
Yeah. Some weird thing like that.
Everything quotes. Sorry, everything in open and close brackets.
Everything in open and close bracket.
That's to be returned.
And that's to be returned.
You also need math dot round.
You need what? Math just floor. Just round. Okay.
Math dot round. Oh, math.
Maths.
Math would be good.
Another open to close.
Sorry, where do I need another open and close?
After the round, you will have one.
So I've got this one. Do I need another one?
Yeah. After the round, open.
So
After,
there,
After 3.
and after 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, one before math.
And one before math as well.
It doesn't make a difference, but I think.
For the whole return statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the render.
In the render, yep.
Yeah. After the space, open close, curly bracket.
Curly brackets.
Yeah. And then average score.
Just like that.
No, with open and close. Bracket.
With parentheses as well. Alright. Any problems, guys?
This average score.
This the average score would be
Oh yeah.
a good start. Yeah, to reference that one. Other than that, are we happy with that as a solution? Yeah? Okay. Apart from my sneaky little semicolon, we're all good. Did anyone do it any differently?
I'm taking a function, writing it in
Yeah, I wrote it inside as well.
So,
It's
so you just did it in line rather than doing a separate function? Yeah, that's fine as well. Cool, but very similar. Make a bit of sense, Pork? Yeah? Alright, so now on to the two that people struggled with. This one, ooh, yeah, it's just a lot to read, right, for a start. So reset password. Anyone want to come up and have an attempt? People are all staring at the ceiling. You want to do this one or you want to do the next one? We can share the load.
What was the next one?
Next one I think is just
The last one.
passing data from child to parent, that way around I think, but either or. Want to do this one?
Oh, hold on. I'm just checking out what the next one is.
Well, you prefer that one, would you?
Oh.
They're both alright.
Fourth one in the series is normally the hardest one out of
I'll do this one and you can do the next one if you want, Richard, yeah?
It's like an obvious error that you need to correct.
The fifth one in this case is probably a new concept that we haven't really looked at, so I think that's why it was tricky. Okay, so how should we set this one up to begin with then? What do we need? We need an input, yeah? Type email, and we need a button. So I don't know where I'm going to need them at the moment, but I might as well stick them in, right? So we got an input, type equals email, so I just write it like that. How do I write it? Quotes, fantastic. So we got a button element. What else do I need? Expect get submit button dot prop disabled to equal false. So, you know you can have a disabled property on certain elements, yeah? Or did you not?
Just like that?
Didn't we use it before?
Just like that, yeah?
Earlier in the course, I'm sure.
Oh, that makes it so much simpler.
You want to have a go now, Nels?
Jeez.
Jeez. We've also got a click event happening here, right? I'm not saying this is perfect yet, but we just build it up piece by piece, yeah? So we've got a click event on our button. So I can write my on click equals, and most people prefer this syntax again, right?
Yeah.
Should I call it this dot handle click? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put the event handler in then. Handle click. And we need to toggle our what are we toggling? Toggling our disabled property, right?
Yeah.
On both the button and the email input. So rather than just hard coding false then, shall I make this a dynamic value? What should we call it? Email? How about is disabled? Is disabled true or false? Yeah? So this dot state dot is disabled? Yeah? Something we're changing in our application. Is dot state dot is disabled. We can do the same down here. Because I've used that, what do I need at the top? Pork, what do I need at the top?
Constructor.
Constructor, thank you. What goes inside it?
Super.
What else?
State. This dot state equals open curlies for an object.
Yep. What's my property called? What's my key called?
Is disabled.
Is disabled. Yeah, it's not very nice when I think of it now, but it's descriptive. And initially, what value do we want it to have?
Is disabled false.
False, yeah? Okay, let's do that then. So, is that done? This is disabled. False. Constructor's done. Handle click event. Let's come back to that one. What do we want to change on the click event?
We want to change the state.
We do want to change a state. How do we do that?
This dot set state.
This dot set state method. Fantastic. This dot set state. What are we changing?
Is disabled.
Is disabled.
True.
Do we need to toggle it? Let's have a look.
In what was it called? Negative. Is it negate? Is disabled?
I think this one's a little bit different, right? So yeah, all right. I think we do want to set it to. Go on. Anesh, you had a.
No, it's instead of negating false, I would just say negate this dot is disabled, but that means the same thing.
So the thing we've got to get in here though is we've got a promise and a timeout. So
Can you not set that afterwards?
yeah.
Inside of it, but
So you want to set disable to true and then after half a second you want to set it back to false, yeah? Okay, so yeah, alright, let's do the first step then. So we're going to just go for true, yeah? Because after half a second it should switch back anyway to false. Or you want it to negate it? You want to negate it instead? Okay. So what did I use?
Exclamation.
Yeah, and then what?
This dot is the same.
This dot is disabled. Yeah. What about state? Is it not in the state? Is this dot is disabled defined at the moment? This dot state dot is disabled, yeah? Cool. So on the click event, that will disable it. And then what? Set timeout. So do I just write like that? Yeah? Curly braces. What do you want to do next?
So we need to set
You set milliseconds.
it to back to false now, right?
Yep, looks like it. So after 500, then it goes back to false.
So this dot state is disabled?
So the same thing, right?
Yeah.
This dot set state is disabled, and toggle it again.
And then we need to set the time, so comma 500.
There.
That's not. We need to remove the negation.
Need to remove the negation. Why?
No, you should keep it. So
Otherwise, that would just.
opposite, then you need to offset again.
Otherwise, that will just keep it the same as what it currently is.
Right, okay.
That's why I said it was easy to use just true and false, but you guys wanted to use the not, so I went with that. Yeah. All right, let's leave it like that for now. And so they should both force a re-render, right? And then what have we got down here? We haven't even got a render method yet, right? So let's add that in. Bum, 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 bum.
So I think that was my mistake.
What's up with next?
No, I think that was my mistake that when I set the set timeout,
Yeah.
I didn't remove the negation.
Right, you just left it as it was. But you used disabled down there, or you had some other sort of ternary thing going on down here?
No, I had something completely different.
Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll have a look at that in a second. Click this, click.
At least you attempted it.
Yeah, yeah. Is that good enough? Or are we still missing things? Okay, I'll run it, see what we get. Syntax error, unexpected keyword this on 11.4. Set.
Should it just be a millisecond?
No, you need to put something in your set timeout. set timeout first argument is a function or is any code?
It's function, isn't it?
Did we give it a function?
No.
Yeah, so it's a function. So I think that's where we were going wrong. Bum, 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 bum. So could I just make this into an arrow function then? Wish I had a bit more room. This dot sets. Oops. Anything else missing in my timeout? Anyone not lost? Semicolon. If in doubt, you would say semicolon. Where? Here? There?
I put a V on. Oh, W.
We need a return. Unterminated JSX contents on 20. Input. I haven't closed my input, right? And we haven't wrapped it. Need a what?
Fragment.
Fragment. Did you say a fraction?
Yeah, I said fraction. No, fragment.
And finally, we get there.
Got a quick question.
Yep.
Um,
We weren't missing the semicolon, Ewan. Yeah, well done. That's the one you meant, right? Oh, we're still missing one.
well, there'll be one at the end of 12.
Yep. We get one at a time now. Oh no, there's 3. Boom, boom, boom.
Accuracy is going to be nice.
By nice, you mean terrible, but yep. 25, I haven't even got the 25. Oh, I used to have. Alright. Are we there? Boom. Question for it? Yep.
In regards to the on-click, where it's going function this dot handle click
Yep.
function, do we put this dot because they're all within the class?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because it's inside of the class here, yeah?
So what if it was outside?
So what if it was outside?
Would it just be handle click?
So we'd have to change the syntax slightly, right? We'd have to... You can't see that, can you? How would I write this if it was outside then, guys? We do a const. What do I write? Const function? What is it? Just function on its own? Const now, okay.
I thought it was constant function. You not do that.
Yeah. So what? Const handle click equals function like that. Maybe. And then it wouldn't be this dot handle click, it would be
Just handle
just handle
it
click.
without the.
Although it doesn't have this dot set state and this dot state and all that. It doesn't have access to all that.
Yeah, because it's not in the class now, Porik,
The scope stick.
it doesn't have, well, it's not an extension of React.component anymore. So these methods such as set state are inherited from React.component. So if we take it outside, we're not going to have access to the set state methods.
I think you can still try it though. Call handle click when you call it, and then call handle click dot call, and then pass this to send it the state stuff. So
Handle click dot call.
yeah, before the parentheses.
Oh yeah. Handle click dot call and then pass it this.
This and maybe it might work.
So do we need to? Yeah, it did work. Nice.
I'm not entirely sure what the.
Yeah, we'll get on to the this keyword later on in the course. But essentially, it's a way to use methods and, well, you just say methods that belong to other objects by passing it another object there. Yeah, so we get all of the methods attached to this passed on to the handle click.
So is that this different from what we had before in regards to this dot?
No, this is the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's easier, right, to keep them inside, because if
Yeah.
we didn't use that method, which you will have a board challenge on later in the course, then what error do we get? I'm not even sure. It doesn't actually show us a specific error, right? Cannot read, yeah, there you go. Cannot read property set state of undefined. So this is undefined. So it doesn't have the value attached to it, the set state method attached to it. Anyway. Do you want to do the last one, Richard?
Okay.
So remember there's a disabled property and how to use it. This one's not too bad.
So the left-hand side, we see we have we're looking for an email client, and inside the email client, we're looking for something called mark as read button, and we have a state of the email client which is marked as read, and we want that to equal false. And then when we get a click on the button, which is inside the email client, we want the state mark as read to equal true. So let's make the email client email client and give it a state constructor super pops this dot state equals marked as read false. Okay, and we want a render function, and here we're going to render mark as read button. Okay, so now we need to handle a click. So let's make a handle click function. Handle click, which will toggle our state. So this dot set state, and we could just set that as true, marked as read true. And let's bind it over here.
You're in control, you can do what you want.
So this dot handle click dot find this. Okay, now we need to pass our handle click function down to the mark as read button, because we are simulating a click on the mark as read button. Right now mark as read hasn't been defined yet, but we can define that. So const mark as a button equals props return, and we're going to return a button. I guess it doesn't have to be a button, possibly. Equals, it's like you would normally handle a click on a button, but this time we're passing in a handle click function from the parent. So we've passed props to components before. The property we're going to pass to it is handle click. So we're going to say handle click equals this dot handle click. And down here we're going to call it handle click. Oops. End. Now let's see if this works. Markers are true. Let's see what could be wrong. Oh no, I'm missing a semicolon. Ah, yeah.
You would have got that one, wouldn't you? It's a semicolon.
I find them in the other
So yeah, can we just revisit that? So that's a common pattern that you're going to use when you need to use a function that's in the parent in a child. So we do that because we want to initiate some sort of event or pass some data in the child back up to the parent. So the common way to do that, you can probably see that Richard has defined a, well, in your child component you've got a prop, yeah, for starters, and you pass the function down to the child as a prop, and you want to call that function from the child component. So the child component is marked as read button in this case, yeah? So you just rewrote it there at the bottom, did you?
Yeah, it's as a class.
Oh yeah. So you can use a functional component or a class-based component. So not much difference in this case, but probably the functional one is simpler, right? In this case.
Scroll up a bit, please, Richard. To like line above line 11, please.
Yeah, so the only thing that's really new there is line 17, right? We're passing our handle click function down as a prop to our child component. And then when we want to change the state in the parent, we can do that by calling that handle click method from the child right down the bottom. Yep, so we've got an on-click event on the child that triggers our handle click handler in a different component. So you will see that component used, that pattern used time and time again when passing data up the chain rather than down. Does that sort of make sense? Yeah. It's a design pattern you have to come across again and again. So the best way you can do it is practice it and then just practice sending strings or something between components. Thank you, Richard. Yeah. Practice sending strings or something between your components. See whether you can use an event in the child to transform something in the parent. Yeah, it's not the easiest pattern, I guess, but once you get used to it, it does become second nature. And the way to get around this is use something like Redux or Context API. But there's no real need in this simple case. But when you've got lots of levels of components, you might find it easier to use some other state management tool rather than have all these chains of functions getting passed up and down. You want to go through UI intermediate, number 1. Anything else people want to go through? No? What time is it? Yeah, it's nearly lunchtime, right? So we'll definitely leave it there. Bum, bum, bum. Didn't prove to be this time around, no, in the loafer. Aligning content with flex is very easy, apparently. So let's have a go. You've tried all possible combinations ever under the sun. What's happened here? Oh. That one I need. Okay. So firstly, let's just write our text in there. Aligning content with, is very easy with flex. And that was in a H3, in a container, in a div. Okay, good. How to align our content to the middle of the X and Y axis. Alright, so shouldn't be too hard, right? First, sorry, before deleting your code, I'll run your code in a loafer, shall I, and see what was wrong. So we expected to return that centered line there, and you've got things pushed over to the left, yeah? I would have thought oh no, so you need obviously the 100% height, of course, yeah. we're missing, guys? What were we missing from the loafer's answer? So, I mean, you haven't applied these styles, Nalofa, your item styles.
I have.
Oh, you have in your code. Oops. Yeah, so
What did we change?
So the width.
let's have a look at yours again. So your code was the only thing I got rid of was the width and the padding.
I
Couldn't.
mean, the mobile is correct if you remove the width.
Porrick says it's the width. Yeah, seems to be the width that was causing the problem, right?
That's true.
Obviously, padding 0 is not needed either. Could we get rid of anything else? So we need.
Maybe it's because of border box and the border was set to 1 pixel, so with it 100 it was pushing out 1 pixel.
Could be possible. So we got a theory that the width 100% plus 1 pixel was enough to box sizing, right? Nope. Now we got it off the bottom. No, I think we wanted the border there by the looks of it, right? Strange.
It's a lot. It's very strange.
But so those combinations of things work, Alofa, yeah? Just don't go for the widths. Let Flex do all that sort of stuff for you, yeah? Cool. We will leave it there then. So near lunchtime, have a good lunch, and then yeah, we'll do a bit more JavaScript training after lunch, and then we can, well, either focus on your own training, or we can do a bit of portfolio stuff, I guess.